everybody, and welcome to Tom's Great Movie Show. This week we'll be looking at The Big Wedding. So, The Big Wedding. It was released this year, 2013. It is apparently a remake of a French movie called Mon Friere Se Marie, which actually, watching the trailer itself, all 1 minute 40 of it actually looked better than The Big Wedding itself. It was directed, The Big Wedding, not this French one, by Justin Zacham, who's got really big titles under his belt, such as he's got The Bucket List and this movie, maybe. This is good. It's got an all-star cast. All-star. I mean, Robert De Niro's big name. Diane Keaton, Susan Sarandon. It's got Ben Barnes, and it's got the guy from that 70s show. What's his name? His name is something weird like Topper Grace. Is that his name? Maybe. Amanda Seyfried, Robin Williams. Did I say that? Robert De Niro. All these people, you would think, no matter what the situation, just put them in a room or a house, as the movie's set, and good things will happen. For me, good things did not happen. We'll talk about that in just a sec. The basic plot is, there's, it gets a bit confusing, but not too confusing, so I'll try and explain it in the best way possible. There's a mum and a dad who have 2 children, and they also have a foster child. In the movie, they're all adult. In the movie, the foster child is getting married to his childhood sweetheart, perhaps. We don't really find out that much about her, so their relationship isn't important. What is important, however, is the relationship of the mum and dad in this scenario. However, for the wedding, the foster child's birth mother is coming to the wedding from Colombia, I believe, and she is a really strict Catholic mother, and the issue here is that the parents of the family have actually divorced, and the father is now living with his partner, his new partner. And so for the wedding, the mum and the dad have to act as if they're still a couple, and as you can imagine, hilarity ensues, except that it doesn't. A quick run through of characters now. Robin Williams wasn't nearly enough in it as he should have been. I mean, he should have really pulled this movie together had they let him actually act in it. He was the priest for the wedding. Robert De Niro was the dad. He's all kind of like, he just likes having sex all day, and he swears a lot, and it seemed like he was having fun. He was swearing a lot, and he was all mother effing and F this and holy shizwaz. And that was fine, and he seemed to be enjoying himself, and there was a few giggles along the way, which was fine. There was Diane Keaton, she was in it. I don't know what else she's really been in. Susan Sarandon was the partner, the father's new partner. She seemed one of the best characters in it for me, but only because she's the only character had something interesting to work with. She is being kind of pushed out the image a bit by Diane Keaton's character, the real mum, because they have to pretend to be a couple, so she can't be at the wedding, and it's a bit of kind of, something like if that was a real life situation, that would be really traumatic. However, since it was a kind of lighthearted comedy, she was only kind of getting back at them in a kind of revengey way, and it was kind of a little bit kind of spiteful but humorous. She was kind of the best character in it, but at the same time, it was. I can't even remember our characters' names. Sorry guys, I just can't remember them because it was hard to remember them. But Amanda Seyfried, who has also been the blushing bride in Mamma Mia with who was that? Wasn't Helen Mirren? Was it Meryl Streep and Pierce Brosnan, Colin Firth, and all that lot. She was rubbish. Ben Barnes was in it, also known as Prince Caspian. Also rubbish. Now this might not necessarily be their fault, but actually the fault that it was just a very bad movie altogether. You may be getting an impression that I didn't enjoy this movie. I didn't. But I felt like I should kind of tell you a bit about it, and so you can make up your own mind. Topher, I think that's it, Topher Grace, from that 70s shows. He was the kind of the brother of the mum and the dad, the son. So, and he's like, the thing is, he's a virgin and he's never had sex, and it's it's not even worth going into details about it. And then there's Katherine Heigl, who seems to be in the same predicament that she's always in these movies. There was a few good bits with Robert De Niro as a dad, her as the daughter, and them trying to reconcile their relationship a little bit and really getting into a bit of the heartfelt kind of region of, you know, why they didn't talk as much as they talked, or what was the issues, and blah 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 blah. So that was the kind of people that were in it. Let's go on to the next segment, which is usually, I think, effects, special effects and sound. So let's go there. Special effects, there wasn't any because it was just like a rom-com drama thing. So there was no need for special effects. Sound-wise, I can't even remember the soundtrack being in any way fun. The movie kind of was going on a stretch where it could have gone quite, I was going to say Tenenbaum-ish, like the Wes Anderson movie, The Royal Tenenbaums, where you have something a lot kind of more, well, like any Wes Anderson movie, more subtle relationships that aren't explicitly shown visually on screen. So it didn't have to be as obvious as, oh, he's hugging her, so they must be in a relationship. But instead there's a better gauge for the tension between the people that's not acted out on screen so it's completely obvious. There was a few moments like this. There was a moment at the swimming pool between Robert De Niro and Katherine Heigl. They were really, because you've got this story, right? You've got the mum and the dad thing, because the Catholic mum, and then you've got the wedding that goes like this, and then you've got the three-way thing here, and then you have the brother and the foster son's sister thing going on here. Then you have the sister and the dad, and it's like a football coach's map of what the hell's going on, but it's not intriguing enough that you actually want to follow the stories that closely anyway, so you actually give a toss about it. It was just really poor. This last bit is usually, I say usually, I've only done 2 reviews so far. It's usually a good thing balanced by a bad thing. But for this movie, it's going to have to be a special case where we just go, okay, for this movie, yeah, well, let's do it. We'll go, good thing, the Katherine Heigl part of the story. Bad thing, it's a wedding movie, but nobody cares about the couple that are getting married. Good thing, they had the opportunity to make great use of this comedic tool, which would have, had they used a lot of it, become quite grating. However, for the level of this movie, the quality of this movie, and the movie that this, the kind of audience that this was aimed at, would have been fine. It would have been great, actually. The situation being that the mother was Colombian, so she didn't speak fluent English. Therefore, the foster son would have to translate the things she was saying to whoever she was speaking to. Now this was hilarious. So we're getting these subtitles like, she says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the son says, she thinks you're a great gardener, but in actual fact the subtitle says your roses look like ass, or something. Like, that's a really bad example, but you get the idea that he was translating the words incorrectly to stop people getting offended, and had this tool ran along all the way throughout the movie instead of being used once or twice, there would have been a lot more giggles in the cinema. And also, the cinema was dead. I have no idea how much money this movie made. I really don't think they covered the cost for getting these actors in. And actually, it would have been nice to have seen actors I didn't know, maybe more like Ben Barnes, because then my expectations of them as actors would have been reduced a little bit, and I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more. That was good, but it wasn't really a good. It was very flat, and it felt like we were expected to know these characters already. Good. It was a movie. Bad. I paid to see the movie. So guys, I'm just going to end it there, because it was the big wedding. It wasn't a big wedding. It was kind of okay. If I was at that wedding, it would have been fine, because you didn't actually see much of the wedding. There wasn't enough turmoil in it to make this whole family issue problem thing enough of an issue or a problem. It was just, it seemed really selfish and really greedy, and like Justin Zacham was like, oh, look at these actors, I've got all these actors. Look, guys, I did it. I got the actors, everybody. Woohoo, I did it. Mom, I got the actors. You didn't get the actors, Justin Zachman. You just got... They remade a movie I had never heard of, and I know for a fact that I'm going to enjoy that other movie just off the basis of the trailer a lot more than I enjoyed the movie I went to see in the cinema. For that reason, I'm going to give The Big Wedding a 1 out of 10, just because I didn't leave with even a little bit, like, when I left, I couldn't think of one bit I enjoyed. I'll tell you what bit I really did enjoy when I went to see the movie, was the Despicable Me 2 trailer with the little yellow guys, they're called Minions, and there's a bit where he's at a fire engine and there's a fire and the fire alarm goes off, and there's one with a fire hat on and an axe, and he comes chopping all the way through, but there's another one with these lights attached to his head and a loudspeaker going dee-da, dee-da, dee-da. It's hilarious, and that for me was the best bit of the big wedding. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time. Bye!